Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 4 of the Cookie Tin Cookielele build project. In the previous episode, I think the veneer on the front of the headstock, and I've since drilled the holes for the tuners. With hindsight, I perhaps should have left those, because the tuners that comes with this kit, they're the narrow, skinny ones, and they've got the little plastic caps or ferrules that go on the top, rather than the ferrules that go into the holes to guide the tuner pegs in the middle of the hole. So perhaps I should have left those holes and just drilled them to the size of those tuning pegs. But it's fine. I'll get it done. That's not a big problem. I'd also cut the groove in the bottom of the neck heel to basically accommodate the bump that's on the tin around here, and with a little bit of fine tuning sort of left to right, got it to seem to angle up in the right way. And off camera, I did a lot of the fiddly, time-consuming, boring to watch jobs. I had to profile the end of this so that it came back a bit to angle the neck back on the body to give me the break angle for the for the correct string action. And and as it turned out, it was good side to side as well. Once I'd done it, I checked it all and it lined up fine, so I didn't need to adjust that. And as you can see, I've put the fretboard on, but temporarily. So what I've done is I've put the 2 locating pins in, and drilled the holes slightly in the back of the fretboard. And I've used double-sided sticky tape as well. Now the reason I put the fretboard on is because these necks that come with the kit, they have to be profiled. They're not a perfect fit. They're actually oversized, so you can probably see there's a lip all the way down there along that edge, and there was one this side as well, but I've already profiled that one off camera. So I'm going to do the other side now. But a couple of other jobs I've also done is I've cut a slot in here for the nut. Let me just put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Because the nuts that come with these kits are very high, and they're plastic, and they're not easy to cut down without making them melt and make a real mess. So it's easier, better, and probably more secure to cut the slot in here. So now the nut fits in there quite nicely. It's a little bit loose for my liking. I had to use sort of chisels and files and things to get that slot cut, but it is a pretty good fit. You can just about see a gap along that edge, but it's not huge. I can barely get my fingernail in that gap, and I may or may not fill that with some some wood filler. I'm not sure yet. I'll see what it all looks like when it's together. If it needs doing, it's a really quick and easy job just to mix up some filler and just run a line of it across there, because it's not as tight a fit as I would like, but it is a good fit. See both sides there, and up against the fretboard itself, it's a nice fit. So, and it seems to be about the right height off the fretboard. I won't know for sure, obviously, until I string it up and check the action, but it looks, from my experience, it looks about right. And it may need a little bit of adjustment, either up or down, but I won't know until I string it up. So one other job I've also done in the body itself, in the neck block, So I've already got the holes drilled for the neck, and I've countersunk those as well. Now you can see there's not much room to get a drill in there to do that. So I used this gizmo. So it's like a flexi attachment, and you can still, you know, do what you need to do. So I basically held that in there with one hand and then pulled the trigger and countersunk those holes, so that when the screws go in there, they're not sticking out, they're nicely flush with the neck block. So that's that little job done. So to profile the edge of this neck against the fretboard, as I said, this side I've already done, and this side I've yet to do, but it doesn't take very long. It's quite soft wood actually, and I'm using my trusty Shinto saw rasp. Amazing tool this, I've said it many times. If you haven't got one of these and you do woodwork, you're missing out, because these are amazing, really good. So I've got that and a wood rasp and a metal file, and some sandpaper as well. So I'll just go and grab that. Where is it? Right, so I've got some 120, and I've also got some 1000 grit, just an old scrappy piece, but it does the job. So let me just angle the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so starting with the Shinto saw rasp. Now it's got two sides. It's got a very coarse side, and I'm not going to call it a fine side, but a less coarse side. It is fine, I suppose. I'm not using this coarse side, it's too aggressive, so I'm going to be using this side, and just basically carefully kind of saw rasp towards the fretboard, but making sure I don't actually hit it. And you know, I need to sort of go, let's see, like, what's that, 3-4 strokes? You can see already how it's starting to take the material off straight away. Awesome bit of kit, these saw rasps. Like I said, if you do woodwork and you haven't got one of these, you're mental. Get one. This one wasn't all that expensive, worked at about 25 quid, I suppose, 28, $30, something like that. There are more expensive ones, but this one seems to work perfectly well, so I'm happy enough with this one. And as I said, sort of 20 to 25 pound. Seems quite expensive for one tool, but trust me, if you know, once you get one of these, you'll wonder why you never had one before. They are amazing. I mean, I don't know how well you can see what that's, you know, doing to that. I mean, it is obviously causing a bit of a flat, but you know, I want to get it so that it's flush with the fretboard there. So, got to be quite careful, because obviously if I catch the fretboard, I could damage it. As it goes towards this end, there's more meat to take off. But it's already getting pretty close, and I've, you know, been on it, what, 2 minutes? So yeah, these saw rasp are absolutely amazing, and I wouldn't be without mine now. And if anything ever happened to it, I'd immediately buy another one. Well worth the money. Yeah, it's getting quite close. Do a little bit more at the heel end. Yeah, getting that, not far off. Oh, careful. So in a couple of places it's already pretty close. Far off there, so really that top portion is more or less there, so just need to do a bit more at this end. Doesn't need a lot with this tool. It's almost there actually. I don't know if you can see that at all, but most of it's done. We've just got a little bit this end. Yeah, I mean, you know, these things, as I said, for woodwork, not just for luthiery, working on and making instruments, but, you know, furniture, ornaments, whatever, any kind of woodwork you do, you've got to have one of these. Got to. Okay, that's pretty close. I'm just going to switch to the wood rasp for now. Which obviously it takes off less material than the Shinto. But I'm sort of at the stage where I need to fine tune it a bit more. Actually, I'm just going to switch back to this just to sort of get the curve back on it a little bit. It's made a bit of a flat edge. Not at all bad. Not at all bad. Just get that last bit off the end there. More or less there, a little bit in the middle there. A little bit more at that end. Okay. Right, I'm gonna just try a little bit with the file, just to try and get the profile back on there. It's kind of made a little bit of a corner. Just try and get that off. It's going pretty well. So, you know, once I finally put this all together and glue the fretboard on, I might need to do a little bit of fine tuning on this part. I'll switch now to the sandpaper. I've got the shape more or less where it needs to be, and this 120 will, you know, also help with shaping, just to smooth out the transition. It's pretty good actually. Pretty good. So you see, it doesn't take very long with the wood on this neck. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. It's not high quality for sure. It's quite soft, but you know, I prefer that because it's easily workable. I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to take off too much, just in case when I switch into the 1000, when I, you know, glue the fretboard on permanently, if it's slightly misaligned, I don't want to end up with a, you know, with the fretboard hanging over the edge of the neck. So I'd say that's probably good enough for now. There's a little bit of a corner I need to take off there. Just feel it sort of like a bridge. It's better. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So we've kind of got the edges lined up, and when I put the fretboard on, because I'm using the alignment pins, it should go on exactly the same. So what I'm going to do now is carefully pull this fretboard off. As I said, it's only on there with double-sided tape. It should come off quite easily, but I've got to be careful not to break it. So seems to be, yeah, that's going. Just gently ease it off. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to need to clean off the glue on that fretboard, but I'm not going to worry about that now because I'm not putting that on yet. But I do need to take it off this neck, so I'll just try and pull that tape off. It's been on there a few days, so it might be well stuck. It should be alright. Yeah, it is well stuck. So you can probably see we've got a pin there and a pin there, and the holes in the back of the fretboard, one there, and one there. So you know, that just makes it much easier to line everything up and make sure it doesn't move while the glue's drying. Very important. Yeah, this tape is coming off, but not fully. It's probably leaving a little bit of glue residue here and there, but again, don't need to worry about that right now. I can clean that up later. I just want to get the tape off so it doesn't stick to everything, because that's annoying. Okay. This is one long piece on here. I prefer it to all come off in one piece, but it may not. How annoying. Who put this on here? Oof. Even a bit difficult. There we go, that's coming. It was. That's how I want it to come off, all in one piece like that. Let's see if this one will go now. Sort of kind of left a little bit behind there. Okay, that'll do for now. I can get the rest of that off later, it's not a problem. So, next stage now is to permanently attach the neck to the body. So, what I need to do first is attach the neck to the body, and then attach the top of the tin on, and then attach the fretboard on the neck. Another job I've done as well, I've just remembered, is on the back of this top piece I've glued a thin piece of wood as a bridge plate. I've measured it up, you know, where it needs to go, made it oversized, but not too wide, because otherwise if it spans this whole area, not really going to get any resonance. So yeah, so that's the order: neck first, then the top, then the fretboard. And once I've got the neck on, I want to just quickly put the top on and make sure the alignment is good. You can barely see it, there's a faint line down the middle of the top here, and there's also a line down the middle of the neck. So I just want to check alignment before it glues up solid. I can make adjustments. Now, even though I'm gluing wood to metal, I'm going to be using my wood glue. Now, it may not adhere too well to the metal, even though I've scuffed it up so that it's not shiny. It probably won't adhere very well to that, but it's going to be screwed in place as well. I don't want to use super glue or epoxy resin or anything like that, because it will set up too quick, and if I need to adjust the alignment, you know, I could end up with a problem. So I'm using the wood glue so that it will dry slower. And because it's going to be secured with 2 screws as well, It should hold in place really well, shouldn't be a problem at all. So, okay, and I won't need any clamps because the screws will act as the clamps. Just make sure I've got those ready as well, which I have. A couple of screwdrivers will be useful. Okay, so going to put the glue on the neck. And again, using my very expensive glue spreader. And again, don't want too much, you know what I'm going to say. Not too much glue, but 100% coverage, so I don't want too much squeeze out. And like I said, it's not going to, it probably will adhere to the metal, okay. Not as good as wood to wood, but like I said, I need, I need time to align the neck once it's in place, and if I use a stronger, faster acting glue, I may not be able to do it. Tissue. Okay, so I've got the glue on the neck, got the screws ready, screwdrivers ready, so let's set to attaching the neck. Let's get the back or bottom screw in first and locate that. Okay, and the top screw. Now, I've found that I have to, sort of do each screw a little bit at a time, alternate between them. Otherwise, the neck doesn't line up properly. So a little bit on the top one, a little bit on the bottom one, and just keep alternating backwards and forwards so that it goes straight angle that way, not side to side. Should have put some glue on the screws as well, but never mind. It will still be absolutely fine. Okay. Right, that's fairly tight. I'm not going to do it really, really tight until I check alignment, so I'll just quickly put the top on. It says. And with my straight edge, I'm just going to check alignment. Hopefully it should be all fine. Absolutely bang on. I can't show you because the line is so faint, but that is, let me just double and triple check. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Okay, so I can take that lid back off. Tighten those screws all the way and then quickly put that top back on and check it again. Also I'll need to, let's just check for rotation. Yeah, it's got twisted a bit. Okay, I'm going to need to slacken those screws up a bit. It's twisted, I don't want that. It's still gone a bit. How's that? It is still a little bit twisted. I don't think there's a great deal I can do about that now. It's probably as good as it's going to get. It's only a tiny, tiny fraction, you'll never notice it. Yeah, that's good enough. Right, just quickly put that top back on, check alignment one more time. Perfect. Okay, and the neck break angle. Looks about perfect to me. And the transition between neck and body there is also perfect. Right, so we're going to give those screws a final crank, and then I'm going to attach the top, which will be in the next episode because I'm just about to run out of time. Okay, so yeah, in the next episode I'll be gluing the top on and then putting the fretboard on, but as for now, that's the end of part 4. So please look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.